In this video we're going to make an origami frog. So here's an example of a green frog. We've got a salmon coloured frog. Actually we're going to do a yellow frog. You can imagine it being a poison dart frog, for example. Now it should first of all be said that this frog is it's a bit more advanced than doing some of the birds like the crane and the flapping bird. So I'm assuming that you've done some practice of origami already. This is not the first time you've done some origami, because I'm going to be doing lots of inside reverse folds. I'm kind of assuming you know what that means. We're going to have a petal fold, which you should have done before, but if not, you'll be okay with that one. Yeah, there's lots of things going on and it gets quite technical and it can be a bit frustrating. So hopefully you've got a bit of confidence in origami, you've done some models already, and now you want to step up to the frog, which is a worthy one to step up with. It's a really good one. Right. So my other recommendation is you could use square paper, like sort of small standard kind of size, but your frog will be quite small, which is okay. It can be sort of a baby frog, but also it's very fiddly. So I suggest actually use a piece of A4 paper, which will make it this kind of size, more of an adult frog kind of look to it. Alright, first things first, we need to turn this rectangle into a square. So I'm just going to quickly recap how that can be done. What we do is we fold along a diagonal so that it lines up like so. Make sure that it does line up and then put the crease in. What this will do is when we chop this bit off, we'll open it up and we'll actually have a square, because this is a right angled isosceles triangle. So turn it around. You can either use scissors or a ruler to get rid of that excess part. The ruler will make it really straight. You'll get a few perforations going on. That's the only downside. So press firmly and then tear gently. Okay, now we open it up. There we go, we've got a square. We're now going to make a square base, which you may have already done before, or you may not have. I'm going to recap it anyway. So what we need is one of these diagonals. That's already in there. And we're going to do another diagonal going the other way. Okay, so we've got a cross, and then I'm going to turn it over. So these were valley folds. As we turn it over, they've become mountain folds. And now we're going to do valley folds on the other lines of symmetry. So folding it in half this way. Open it up, rotate, and then do it on this final line of symmetry on the square. Okay. I'm now going to turn it so the fold that I've just made has turned into a mountain fold, because now we need to put it together as a square base. So basically pinch together these two parts and bring it together into sort of a plus sign, and then like fold down one side and fold down the other side so that you've got two on each side. And there we go, we've got the square base. Just going to do that again. If you do it the other way around accidentally, which can happen, then what you end up doing is pinching probably these together. It kind of still looks like a plus sign, but when you bring it together, you'll end up with a triangle, which is it's a step towards a different kind of base. Not the one we're doing here. So I'm going to turn it back around, pinching not the diagonals, but these sides here, bring it together. Okay, fold, and we've got our square. The little sort of mouth coming out here. That's the square base sorted. Alright, now when you do the bird base, you start folding this in. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be doing a different kind of fold now to get the frog base. What we do is we bring this bit up, and then see that there's a little kind of pocket, and we're actually going to push that out and start pushing it down. This is known as a squash fold, in fact. So I've got a pair of scissors to help me here. You'll see why in a second. So I'm just going to start that again. Like bring one of the corners up, open it up. Now I'm going to use the scissors just to kind of prod and make sure that it's, you know, nice. The fold can be made easily, and then fold down to create a kite and put the creases in. You can do 4 of these. So if you're not entirely happy with this, I'm going to demonstrate it another 3 times. Like so. Really good. Turn it over, that's my recommendation, and then do exactly the same again. I'm bringing mine from the right on my side. It might look from the left, but I just like to do it that way. Okay, so bring it up, sort of open it up, and then we're going to squash it down. I'm going to get the scissors just to... Okay, fold it down to the middle, and then put the creases in. Our second squash fold. And we've got 2 bits sticking out, we've got to get rid of them, so I'm just going to fold this over temporarily, and then I've got one of these larger parts back, and again let's do another squash fold. Ooh, it didn't perfectly overlap, in fact. Okay, so if you make a little mistake, just try and correct it. Try and have it so they're overlapping. I wouldn't say I was really precise on my origami. I'm doing it quite quickly just to demonstrate. You should, if you want to make it look like really clean cut, then you have to take some time with it. Okay, I've got this bit sticking out, so I'm just going to fold these back over, try and get at that. There we go. Here it is. Final one that I'm going to open out. Hopefully you've got a feel for this, like you've managed to find these little pockets. It's quite hard to demonstrate. Alright, and then there's the line. Okay, and I've got rid of these extra bits. I've kind of got sort of a, you know, it's a bit like an ice cream cone, you could say. Yeah, and as I turn it around, you know, you can see it looks the same on all the sides. Notice also, okay, I need to do it one little fold over. But now I've sort of got 4 little bits. I've got 2 here and 2 back here. That's what you need to have. Brilliant. Right, what next? Okay, here comes a petal fold. So we've got our ice cream like this, and I'm going to, so keep it like this, don't have it, so we're going to use this bit later on. It's a kite without any kind of overlap. Here I've got a kite with some, you know, overlapping pieces. I'm going to bring this into the middle, and then do the same on the other side. Okay, and then check this out. I'm going to open it back up and then lift this bit up and then basically close it back in. So that bit that was like tucked underneath is going to end up on top. Let's do that again. So it's like that. Open it up, pull this up, bringing it out, and then close them back in. Now as you do this, you're trying to make a kite. So I'm just going to sort of rub it a little bit with my fingers to get the shape that I need. Okay, and there we go. That's what it's going to look like. Just bring it in as best you can, as close as the line as you can. Just be careful. Try not to rip the paper. As soon as you rip it, things just start going wrong. So just be gentle with it. Okay, brilliant. First petal fold. We're actually going to do 4 of them on the 4 kind of ones of these that we've created. So I'm going to do it on this. I've turned it over. I'm going to do the same again. Good practice of the same fold. Doing it 4 times. Okay, and then open up, bring up, bring back in, just roll it along so it's in line. Hold it down, and we've got this little kite in the middle again. Right, so we've got one this side, we've got on the other side. Where are the other two? Well, we have to kind of fold the paper over a little bit and look for it. And there you go, there's another one right there. Open up, bring this up, do the petal fold. Okay, and there's one more, and you can kind of see that this is the bit that's still sticking out, so it's going to be over there. So I'm just going to fold these back round. Aha, there it is. We're over halfway, I think. I know, we've done quite a lot already. Okay, this is our final petal fold. The more you practice, the easier this becomes. Brilliant. And now I'm just gonna fold this back over, because the reason I've done this is that now I've ended up with again like 4 little legs, essentially. You can start to see where the frog might be coming from, because these are going to be the 4 legs of the frog. At the moment they're all on top of one another. We'll sort that out in a minute. But actually what we do now is, like, the legs are too thick at the moment. Frogs do not have massive legs, they've got little thin legs a bit like this. So we're going to make the legs a bit thinner. And what we do is we don't do it, we move it over, so now we're actually dealing with like the rhombus without any sort of overlapping bits. So get rid of that kite, just fold over one bit to here. Now the side that the legs are, not the other side, otherwise it just won't work. This is going to be the head, by the way. Okay, the side that the legs are, you're going to fold it in half. This is very much like when you do the crane and you fold the neck to make it thinner. Doing the same with the legs. Okay, so this side and the other side. And that is one leg sorted. Let's turn it around. But I need the rhombus by itself, so I'm going to fold over. Do the same again. Again, we're doing this 4 times, because we've got these 4 legs. Nice one. Okay, look for the other one, so I'm just going to fold this. Fold this. There's another one. You can see that if you haven't folded, even if you have folded perfectly, there's a lot of paper on top of other paper now. So you've got to be careful. So I'm doing the same again. That's alright. It's not perfect, but it's okay. I'm going to actually turn it around and just try and get at the last one. There it is. Fold in. Fold in. Okay, here we go. Brilliant. So at the moment on mine, it's I don't have kind of 4 different legs, so I might have to just like kind of turn some bits over. I think it's this way. No. Actually, maybe I did. No, yeah. No, I don't. Not quite. sometimes you have to like fold it to try and get it so you got these 4 distinct legs, and I'm there. Okay, so if you're not, just kind of keep playing around with it without undoing it or anything, and you can see like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and those are going to be the 4 legs of the frog. And so if we kind of compare it now, you can almost see, yeah, we've got the heads. There's 2 pointed at the moment. We'll sort that out. We've got 4 legs. Now we need to be doing things with them, but the general shape is there. All right, what next? Actually, let's just bring this back in. What we need to do is we're gonna sort out the front legs. And to do this, we do inside reverse fold. So if I just pick the first one, I'm just gonna bring it up like so. It's now facing up, but it's kind of, you know, it's not going to stay in place. So what we do is very similar to when we make the crane neck and head and so on. We do an inside reverse fold. So I'm going to go through this one slowly. So I brought it up. I've made the fold basically, and then as I bring it back down, I open up this part here, and then I bring the fold back in on itself inside. So now I've got it where I wanted it, but it's inside the 2 other bits, and this is absolutely, this is using so well. You know, any you know, fairly complicated origami model, you're probably going to be doing inside reverse folds. So I'm just going to show it one more time. I've made the fold up. As I undo it, I open this up like so and bring the fold back in on itself. Amazing. So we've got like the part of the frog going out. It doesn't look the same at the moment, but that is a good starting point. Before I do anything else to that, I'm going to do exactly the same on the other one. So bring it up. Okay, at the moment it's on top, so as I unfold it, open up and bring the fold back in on itself. Wow. Okay, there's a decision to be made. Should I add more technical detail to the front, or should I do the back? I reckon let's sort out the front first, because then we can be pretty pleased. So at the moment it's like a frog kind of just putting its hands in the air. You know, actually we need to add a bit more detail to it, and what we do is we actually do another 2 inside reverse folds to each leg, like that I pointed up like this. Because as you can see, you know, okay, so I'm just going to show you. If I make it go out to one side, and you can decide how much you do it. I'm going to bring it about that much. Then it's going to start, you know, you can start getting a bit more detail to the frog. And then I'm going to do an inside reverse fold on that. Very much like a bird's head at this point. Okay, I'll do the same on the other side. Fold it in half, and then inside reverse fold. This is why I said, like, you need to do the birds first, because I'm kind of assuming at this point, you know, you're confident with your inside reverse folds. Now mine's, it's not amazing, it's got to be said. It doesn't overlap perfectly, but it's okay. Actually, I don't mind if my frog's a little bit, you know, I almost feel like it makes it a bit more realistic at times. It's a bit like scruffy. Okay, it's looking like that. Just the final little bit is we're going to do another fold going up. Now it's up to you at this point. If you've done it really well, then you can try and do an inside reverse fold on there. If not, because it's such a small fold, you'll get away with it being on top. It will stay like that. So I'm going to keep it like that, I think. Maybe I'll have a go. Sometimes it's just not worth it. Oh yeah, I'm just going to leave it like it is, I think. Okay, I've got the 2 legs pointing up, so I've bent it 3 times to make it go up and then sideways and then back up. Alright, now we just need to sort out the back legs. Similar sort of thing, but this time they're pointing back, so we're first of all going to make it go to the side, and we're going to do an inside reverse fold on that. like so. And I'll do the same on the other leg. Okay, it's now sort of doing the splits, so we need to make it go, we're going to make it go down and then add like a kind of a foot to it. So decide where you want to do it. I'm going to do it about here, go down, and then inside reverse fold on that. Same the other side. Okay, and then finally I'm going to add a little foot to it, so we're going to go to the side again. Again, you know, I'm not going to do the inside reverse fold, that's good enough. Although it's got to be said, it will stay. Like you can see on this one, it's kind of lost it. If you do the inside reverse fold, I think it will stay in place. So yeah, I'm going to do it on that one. Let's try it on this one as well. If it looks like it's going to be too fiddly, I wouldn't worry about it. But to be fair, if you're trying to make it as good as possible, then you should. Yeah. Okay. That's worth doing. All right, we're nearly there. We've got the frog, we've got the body, we've got the arms, we've got the legs. At the moment, it looks like it's got a very pointed head, though. So what we're going to do is bring it round. Actually, basically, like open it up a little bit, and then push back on its face, essentially. Okay, to like push it in. And actually, you can do quite a lot. You can push it quite a lot, and it will just go inside the frog. And then bring it back down. Suddenly it's got much more of a typical frog's head. We are basically done. The only thing you might do is you can blow into the back of the frog to try and give it a bit more shape. You can make it hop a little bit. It doesn't hop amazingly well, but it will. The only thing I'd say now is to add some eyes. And then, at the moment, the legs are clearly on the bottom of the frog. The arms are kind of up in the air. You might not be able to see it on mine, but that's the side profile. Oops. Let me try again. So you can just maybe bend the arms around a little bit to make them touch the floor. Just give your frog a bit more of a shape. Okay, then it's not just got it in the air. And that is the origami frog. Well worth doing, a lot to it. Practice it, you can get there, but good job if you have. It's a really, really great piece of origami. Well done.